Hello and welcome again to another episode of Battle Ready. And we thought today we'd talk a little bit about the newest Warhammer Plus offering, Pariah Nexus. So we're going to keep it spoiler free, although it's not that long. How long is it?
4 episodes.
3 episodes. So it's a little bit like the Exodite. Well, first, big picture. Drake, if you had to just decide thumb up or thumb down, no in between, what would you give it?
Diagonal.
No in between. You have to choose thumb up or down.
Oh, I can't.
Okay. Well,
Why
if there's no in between, I also give it a thumbs up. I think it was fun to watch. I enjoyed watching it. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was a waste of time or anything like that. But not the best. It's not the best animation that it's come to. Now, I say that as an Age of Sigmar player, right? I feel like very similar to the Exodite, we probably would have enjoyed this a lot more if we just knew more about the 40K world, right? They talk about some things and the characters. I think you're assumed to have a lot more backstory than we do. So maybe if you have more of that backstory, it makes more sense and it's more interesting. But for somebody that's mostly outside, I mean, we know basics, right? We know what a Space Marine is, sort of. But for somebody that's sort of outside the 40K realm, it was okay. It was pretty. It was pretty. All right, what do you think? What's some good? What's some good from it? What did you enjoy?
Lots of DACA.
There was the combat, that's one thing that Warhammer Plus, all the animations and the TV shows and everything, has really done a good job with. All the fight scenes are pretty good.
DACA.
Very fun, very energetic, very high octane. So I think that is something that they've been doing great at, is the battles. All right, what else did you like about Pariah Nexus?
It was simple. It wasn't overly complex, like 3 million different little underlines, like with Exodite.
So I think, first I thought it was cool to see Necrons.
Yes.
Right? Because we've seen Space Marines before. Sisters of Battle are in it, although they're not that much different than a Space Marine, really. And we've seen Sisters of Battle and we've seen Cadians in Hammer and Bolter episodes. But
wait, have we seen them in Hammer and Bolter episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have.
And then, except for one Necron in one Hammer and Bolter, this is the first time we've seen Necrons.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to see them interact with each other. It was cool to see how they felt about both each other and about the humans, right? So that was sort of cool. I liked the Necrons. Combat was cool.
I have another thing.
What?
The Necron hierarchy was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Order of command.
Yes.
Because the gigantic super bio guy, then the Scorpex probably, from what we've seen.
Okay.
The Scorpex would probably be next in command.
Okay.
Then the hunter guy seemed like more of a pawn. He didn't seem that important to him.
Yeah, we don't have a complete understanding of the Necron hierarchy, but at least as portrayed in the show, it was pretty cool.
And then the little Gribble minions are at the bottom. So
with that said, and I think there were some good parts, and I think if you are into the 40K lore, you'll probably get a lot more out of it than we did. What about bad? What did you not like about it?
How short it was. I was expecting like Angels of Death level. That
is the number one detractor on this, because the setup, the first episode with the setup, isn't bad.
No, I portrayed. So I was gearing up like, all right, we got an Angels of Death level.
Yeah, it's not bad. It pulls at a lot of little threads. It introduces a lot of little concepts, and you think, oh, this is going to be pretty cool. When in fact,
it was just 3 episodes.
It was only 3 episodes, and those plot lines some of them go nowhere, and the other ones are just very linear. There really aren't a lot of twists and turns. There's one thing that maybe you could call a potential twist, but I called it in the first episode. And it's just not, it wasn't that twisty. And so it was like a very simple, straightforward, short story. Like the kind of thing you could read in 2 pages of a White Dwarf magazine.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even like a like sometimes they sell those Black Library novels that are a series of short stories, but even those have like twists and turns and surprises and things. You can pack that in when you've got 20 or 30 pages to write with.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3 episodes, they just
Didn't do a lot.
didn't. There was no character development.
First episode was good.
I mean, I think each episode individually was fine.
Yeah.
They were all good.
But sticking them together.
But yeah, they just don't amount to anything, right? It's like you have 3 individual Lego pieces, but you put them together and it's just 3 bricks
stuck together.
It doesn't make anything, right? So that I think was my biggest problem with Pariah Nexus is even though it looked cool. Oh, that's another thing that was good. I thought the visuals were pretty good.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it looked pretty.
Yeah, it looked pretty. But once you have that, if you look into the story or the character development or the twists and turns, I mean, there just was nothing there. There just was nothing there. There's a Space Marine guy. He says Space Marine things. There's a Battle Sister. She does Battle Sister things. There's Necrons. They shoot at the humans. I mean, it's really not anything to write home about. And the one bad thing actually is even though the battle scenes, the fights are pretty cool, everything in Warhammer Plus is pretty cool when it comes to the fighting. So that doesn't make it stand up above something else. They didn't make it any better than your average Hammer and Bolter, or any better than Angels of Death, or the Inquisitor, or any of these other ones that have been really good. It was just sort of, And maybe it's on me for having a little bit higher expectations, but except for the Exodite, almost everything they've done has been really good, especially the ones that are series. And so I just thought, oh, okay, this is going to be fun. And when I say really good, I don't mean like world-changing, going to win an Emmy, but I mean very entertaining. They've been and I've been excited to watch the next episode. And when this said, oh, the 3rd episode is going to be the last,
I was like,
I thought, what?
Why?
That's it?
Why?
Because like I said, the first episode sets some stuff up. The second episode sort of continues that, but nothing really pays off. Nothing really no twists and turns. And the 3rd episode being the last one, I thought, oh, we're just going to end it then.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. It's very unsatisfying as a whole.
I hope they come back to it.
Maybe. So, yeah, if they come back to it at some point and they say, all right, those 3 episodes were the intro season or something. And so here's the real thing that's like 6 episodes long or, whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be cool because they did set up some interesting things and it does take place in a setting that is sort of cool. But then just nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than for the fighting. The fighting happens, the fighting's cool. But nothing, I don't know, not a lot exciting.
Yeah.
So overall, I think Pariah Nexus, even though I was looking forward to it, and I thought it would be better just because Pariah Nexus is a whole thing in the 40K realm recently.
Oh, really?
And I think that was the name of the 9th edition launch box.
Pariah Nexus?
Or maybe it was the one right before that. I don't know. I'm not a big 40K person. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. But the Pariah Nexus was a place where they were focusing on it. It would be like having a animation come out called Heart of Gur. And it'd be like
We're crying.
3 episodes and boring.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, we're in Gur now. That's what the story is. We're learning about Gur. What is going on?
Also,
Why is it dumb?
Please make that, except not dumb like Pariah Nexus.
Yeah. I really think if they're gonna do, I mean, I like the Hammers and Bolters, but they're individually single episodes.
Yeah.
And so you know that going in. And even though they're 25 minutes long or less, a lot of them do have
interesting setups.
Interesting things, and they subvert your expectations. And so I like that. But if you're going to do more than 1 episode, it should really be like Angels of Death or Inquisitor or anything that lasts more than 3 episodes. 3 is really not sufficient.
That's like at the level of miniseries.
Yeah, it may even that would be a short miniseries, only 3 episodes. And it's just clear to me that between this and the Exodite, they're not capable of writing a really good story in 3 episodes. They can clearly do it in 1, and they can do it pretty good in like 6 to 8, or what I think Inquisitor was 9, Angels of Death was
Like 18.
no, it was less than that.
Well, because first ones we see them there. Second one was they make.
Is it 6 and 6?
Oh,
The original Angels, not the prequel stuff.
you mean like 6? What do you mean by 6 and 6? Like,
Because there's several episodes up until they find Captain Orfeo, and then several episodes after.
oh yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's not important. What's important is that if they're gonna do series,
They should
do a series. They
Yeah.
should do it long enough
They should commit.
to have interesting things happen and interesting characters. In Angels of Death, you really got to feel like you understood Kazarian and what was the chaplain's name? Raphael.
Raphael was cool.
And so you got a sense of them. With only 3 episodes, you don't really get a sense of it. And in the Exodite, I thought, well, maybe it's because it focuses on Tau. I don't know Tau great, so it's hard for me to relate. But I know Space Marines and Sororitas, right? It's like
Big.
should have connected a little bit more, and it just didn't. So overall, not something that I mean, if you already have Warhammer Plus, it's not worthless. It's fine to watch. It's fine. But if you are on the fence, this is not the one to
decide on.
Yeah, I wouldn't get Warhammer Plus for Pariah Nexus. You might want to get it for some other things. I mean, I think there have been some really fantastic animations, but not that one. Any final Pariah Nexus thoughts?
I think we got everything.
Think you got everything? All right, well, if you have seen Pariah Nexus, let us know your thoughts in the comments. I'd be really interested, especially anyone who's more into 40K or more into the Necrons, who could say, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense because of X, Y, and Z in the lore. That'd be cool. I'd love to learn more. And also, if you have Warhammer Plus, where would you rank Pariah Nexus among the animations? Frankly, I think I would put it above the Exodite, but below everything else. I don't think I could think of another thing less interesting than that one.
I think I have something that might be a little less interesting.
What?
Remember the Fang Hammer Bolter?
Oh yeah, if we broke out the Hammer and Bolters, you might be able to pick one.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking the series Hammer and Bolter, like if you just took the average episode, something between the Fang and between Old Baelai, right? Which was the best. You get to like the middle episode, that's still better than the Exodite.
Yeah.
I mean, not the Exodite, the Pariah Nexus.
Yeah, but it's also better than the Exodite.
It's also better than the Exodite. All right, cool. Yeah, definitely let us know your thoughts. This has been another episode of Battle Ready.
Ready!
Thanks so much for watching.